wish I had a me when I was going natural. Come on, dude. I'm basically giving you the cheat codes to natural hair itself. Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about some do's and don'ts of natural hair. These are just a few things that I've come across, a few mistakes I've made on the way to reaching where I'm at right now with my natural hair, and I just thought it would be a really good idea to share that so that you guys don't have to go through 3 years of like trials and errors and then finally coming to terms with some of these things that I'm about to share with you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So for the first do or don't or tip I have is learn about your hair type and your hair porosity. I didn't learn about that. I kind of just thought, okay, I have natural hair, I'm gonna go on YouTube and like search natural hair wash routines or what to do with natural hair, and then from that I'd use like every single tip and trick that I got from every single YouTuber. At least I'll try to. But dude, if you don't know your hair type, you don't know the density, how are you going to incorporate all of these tips and tricks that you're getting correctly? It's like me looking up a natural hair video and taking someone with 2A curly hair, you know those curls, long luscious curls, and trying to incorporate it into my hair regimen. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Now for the second don't is always putting your hair in tight hairstyles. And then you wonder why your edges are literally reclining. They're going back. It's probably because you're always putting tension on your hairline. Give your hairline a break. Give the front of your hair a break. Let it breathe. Let it be. When you're constantly putting tension on it, you're constantly putting tension on the hair there, it's bound to break off, therefore leading to a receding hairline or your baby hairs just not being there anymore. If you're lucky enough to have baby hairs, because some of us don't have baby hairs, so we wish we had more so we could lay them and have ages like all these baddies, but it's fine. It's okay. Now for the third don't I have is when you don't take care of your hair while it's in a protective style, be it braids, twists, straight up, straight back, cornrows, even when it's underneath a wig. It's so important to nurture and take care of your hair while it's in a protective style. Lots of times people think that just because their hair is packed away, it's out of sight, then they think it's like out of mind, like, oh thank goodness I got braids, I don't have to worry about my hair for the next 2 months. You're right in the sense of you're not gonna be putting in as much work. You're not going to be, doing the whole wash day that takes a whole day to do. You're not gonna be, detangling your hair as frequently as you would if your hair was out. But it is so important that you still take care and nurture your hair while it is in those protective styles. The ways that you could do this is by oiling your scalp, spritzing your hair with water once in a while, and just taking some moisturizer and running it through your hair. Now, I'm not saying go in and like squirt a whole freaking bottle of moisturizer in your hands and slither that all over your hair. That's a recipe for just clogging your pores and build up. You don't want that. But what you can do is you can go in with some oil and apply that onto your scalp and just take that time and just like get in there. Maybe 3 times a week. Maybe do it Monday, skip Tuesday, Wednesday, skip Thursday, Friday, skip Saturday, Sunday, like that. Okay, get in there, all right? You want your hair to grow. You want your hair to flourish. You better take care of it while it's in those protective styles. Now for don't number 4. Don't apply oil on your hair when your hair is dry. Because that is like being stuck in the desert and being thirsty and someone handing you a bottle of Coke. You're thirsty and someone gives you soda. When your hair is dry and you add oil on your hair and you think that your hair is supposed to be moisturized, I can understand why you think that, but here I am telling you that that's not gonna help. When your hair is dry and you want to put moisture back into your hair, spritz your hair with some water, get a moisturizer, and then use oil. Because for those of you who don't know, oil is a sealant, it is not a moisturizer. Oil is used to seal the moisture that you have put into your hair. Okay, it is not a moisturizer on its own. Now for tip numero 5, which is something I'm kind of guilty of, but don't attack me. Get regular trims, and by regular I don't mean getting them every week, I don't mean getting them every month, but every 4 months, every 6 months, twice a year, that's good. Getting regular trims just ensures that you're not harboring any split ends in your hair, and so that your hair isn't like excessively breaking off and you're like, I don't understand what's going on, I'm doing all these things but my hair's still breaking off. Get regular trims, it will save you. Trust me, it will save you so much. Now for tip number 6, get long-term protective styles. And if you don't know what that means, it means when you get your braids, you get your twists, you get your cornrows, try to get the ones that will last you not just 2 weeks. Try to get the ones that will last you a month. Maybe if you're even pushing it, 2 months. If you want to push it even more, maybe you refresh the front and you keep it for 3 months. I don't know about 3 months, but you know, just get those hairstyles that you can push in a good way while your hair's still, you know, flourishing underneath, but it's being protected, okay? Getting the long-term protective styles just help giving your hair a break and also giving you that break, and it's allowing your hair to just flourish underneath those protective styles. Now for number 7, try and limit the amount of heat that you use. I guess this really comes to play with how you're using the heat. If you're blow drying your hair quite frequently, and by frequently I mean every single wash day, please make sure you're using heat protectant, and a really good heat protectant at that, and be generous with the amount of heat protectant you're using, just so that you can at least try to avoid heat damage, because heat damage is not fun. When you have heat damage, your hair's not really healthy. You gotta cut it off. You don't want to cut off your hair. So just make sure that when you are using heat, you're taking the precautionary measures in terms of protecting your hair while doing it. Number 8. When you get your hair done and you're going to the salon, bro, please, sis, please don't just be sitting in anybody's chair in the salon. Because if you expect, let's call her Samantha from some random hair salon, to absolutely love and take care of your hair and like just put in like all that passion and just make sure that your hair is getting the best treatment in the world, off the jump, she don't know you, she don't know your hair, but you want her to do it, and the best tip I have for you is, if you find a good hairstylist, he or she does your hair proper every time, they don't miss, you love the outcomes of your hairstyles when they do it, stick to them. They know your hair even better, stick to them. Because not everybody wants the best for you, and I'm telling you this out of experience. Don't be sitting in just anyone's chair thinking they want the best for you and your hair. Whoa, bars. Don't be sitting in anyone's chair and thinking they want the best for you and your hair. Someone sign me. Sign me. Moving on. When you become deep rooted, when you become really involved in the natural hair products, the community, the do's and don'ts, the nips, tricks, and all that stuff, you start looking more into your products and looking at what's inside the products and how the different ingredients may impact, affect your hair. Now, if you watch my channel and you know I have those videos where I recommend you products, then you know I've read up on all of them and everything. But if you're like just you're just coming by to see what this girl has to offer, I'm just gonna tell you, when you are getting products, try and stay away from products that have mineral oil, petroleum, and sulfates. Those three all around just ain't good for your hair, especially if you have natural hair. It's just not gonna do you good. Trust me. Just try to stay away from those. These ingredients, they clog your pores, they prevent growth sometimes, and they interfere with the moisture penetrating your hair shaft. Trust me, you don't want that. If you're putting on moisturizer on your hair and there's an ingredient preventing the moisture entering your hair shaft, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time. It's all going out the window. Just avoid it. Numero 10. This is a don't. Please don't leave your hair uncovered while you sleep. Unless you're sleeping with a satin pillowcase, then I guess in that case it's like, okay girl, okay guy, at least you're doing a little bit to, help your hair out. But if you're sleeping on a cotton pillowcase and you're not covering your hair, and it doesn't even matter if you're the sleepers that roll around everywhere, if you're the ones that sleep like this, your hair's still suffering. Rather cover your hair with a satin scarf, a satin bonnet, get a satin pillowcase. Those will all help your hair in the long run while you're sleeping. Now for number 11, don't apply product on dirty hair, because you're not going to reap the benefits of the products that you're applying on your hair, and you're kind of just wasting your money and time. Essentially, this leads to stiff hair as well as the sticky feeling, and it also weighs your hair down. Your hair looks greasy, it's just not fun. So rather take that day, do the hair wash routine, the whole hair day, washing the hair the whole day. I know it's tiring, but it's worth it. You rather put in the time and use the products that you've put your money into efficiently than waste your time and money using products on hair that's dirty and is not absorbing all of these products you're putting into it. You don't want that. Number 12, when you have your hair out in an afro, in a puff, in whatever, or low puff, two puff, whatever style you have it in, and it's out, when you lean against materials that absorb your hair moisture, such as, when you lay on your bed, your sheets, you're laying on it like just flat like that, sometimes you'll notice that like the materials you're laying on, they start like having these like maybe like oily patches, or they start like changing color. That's usually because the products from your hair are literally being absorbed by the material that you're laying on. So essentially, whatever you put in your hair, be it a moisturizer, an oil, a leave-in, whatever it is, it's being absorbed from your hair into your bed sheets, your couch, your pillow, whatever it is. Maybe try limit laying your head on these surfaces, or put like a satin scarf, or like if you're in the house and you're not like going anywhere, just put your hair in a bonnet and then you can lay wherever you want to lay. Number 13, do have a hair regimen routine. Once you find yourself having a routine, having certain steps that you follow when dealing with your hair, you find that it becomes really easy to deal and maintain and cope with your hair when you have to cope with it. Tip number 14, which is a do, is detangle your hair properly. What do I mean by detangle your hair properly? When you're detangling your hair, go from the ends to your roots, from the tips to the base of your hair. This limits breakage, and you stretching your hair while detangling it just helps ensures that you're really limiting your hair from stretching back up and getting into a knotty mess. Number 15, when coming out of the shower from washing your hair, a big don't is when you reach for a towel when you're trying to dry your hair. Do reach for a cotton t-shirt. Cotton t-shirts are just a lot softer and more gentle on your hair, and it has a whole lot less friction than what a towel has. And when you do use a cotton t-shirt, you're not going to be rubbing your hair. Instead, you're going to just do this with the t-shirt. Just fondle it gently, just squeeze it with love, and I don't even know. But don't be up here doing this to your hair, because that's friction and that's a recipe for breakage and you don't want that. Now finally, a do for number 16. Do have goals and therefore a sense of motivation for your hair. When we find ourselves setting goals that we want to reach for our hair, realistic goals might I say, it creates a sense of excitement and a wanting to, like, you know, take that wash day routine and just really care for your hair and take your time with it and just love it and nurture it. Speaking positively about your hair and to your hair also is a really big do. There is power in the words that you speak, and if you're constantly speaking badly about your hair to your hair and to others, you will probably start believing that, and I do think that will probably have an impact on your hair as well. An interesting thing about most things in life is that once you start to change your perspective on things, life has a funny way of turning things around for the better. So speak positive things about your hair even when you might not be feeling that in the moment. It's gonna help with your self-confidence, and in the long run it's just gonna help with your confidence in your hair as well. And it's always important to remember not to compare your hair journey to others. Oftentimes that can be very discouraging, and you just won't enjoy your hair journey as much as you could or you should. Learning more about your hair should be a fun experience. Now I will say, not all the times you discover the don'ts will be times to celebrate, but in a sense it could. You could be like, okay, now I know not to do that and I can move on. Whereas saying, dang, I've been doing this the entire time, that's why my hair's not like this, that's not growing, that's why it's not fun, it's not fun, it's not fun for you or your hair. This brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and comment maybe any questions or queries you might have. My socials will also be in the description box, and I hope you have a lovely day, evening, morning, or night, depending on where you are, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!